It's the kind of alert that makes every IT leader's stomach drop. A personal MacBook has just popped up on your network. Your team caught it, which is great, but honestly, the real problems are just getting started. So let's break down what happens next, and maybe more importantly, what should happen next. Okay, so the alert comes in. There's a personal MacBook, definitely not a corporate device, connected to your network. Now, your team found it. That's the good news. But the bad news? Well, the questions are just starting to pile up.
First thing you do, right? You check your asset inventory. And nothing. It's not there. This device is basically a ghost. As far as your official records are concerned, it doesn't even exist.
Okay, what's next? You check your mobile device management tool. And no surprise here, it's not enrolled. Of course it's not. It's a personal device. So it hasn't been patched. It hasn't been configured with your security policies. It is a complete and total unknown.
And then comes the one question that really keeps people up at night. How long has this thing been sitting on our network? 5 minutes, 5 days, 5 months. And if we're being honest, the real answer is probably we have no idea. And that, right there, is a massive problem.
So here's the thing. This isn't really about one rogue MacBook. That device, it's just a symptom. It's a symptom of a much, much deeper issue, a fundamental problem with visibility. Most of us think we have good visibility. I mean, we've invested a ton of money into a security stack that's supposed to protect us. But what if those very tools that are meant to keep us safe are actually creating a dangerous blind spot?
Think about your current security setup. You've got your MDM for all your managed devices. You've got endpoint security fighting off malware. You've got identity and access management, firewalls, vulnerability scanners. You've checked all the boxes, right? But here's the catch. All of these tools share one common and very dangerous limitation.
And this slide just lays it all out, doesn't it? Their tools are fantastic at seeing the things they already know about and manage, your corporate laptops, your company phones. But the real danger, the real risk, it lives in that blind spot. We're talking about the contractor's bring your own device laptop, that old device from a former employee that never got properly decommissioned, or even all those random IoT gadgets floating around.
Let's be crystal clear about this. That blind spot, that whole collection of unmanaged and unknown devices, it isn't just a minor headache for compliance. It is a gaping hole in your security. It's exactly where the next breach is most likely going to start.
So the answer isn't to just go out and buy another tool to slap on top of the pile. The problem is way more fundamental than that. We're missing the foundational layer. We're missing intelligence. And that foundation has a name: asset intelligence. Look, it's not just a list of IP addresses. It is the complete, continuous, always-on understanding of every single device on your network, who it belongs to, and whether it's compliant or not. Suddenly, with real asset intelligence, you can finally answer these really basic questions. Questions that you'd be surprised most organizations today really struggle with. What is on my network? Is it supposed to be here? Who owns it? And is it safe? Think about it this way. Without that foundational knowledge, every other security tool you have is playing defense. It's fundamentally reactive. You're trying to block threats without even having a complete map of the territory you're supposed to be defending. Okay, so how do you actually build this foundation of knowledge? This is where we stop talking about the theory and start talking about a real solution. The right way to do this is with a unified platform built for this exact problem. And that's where something like AssetSonar comes into the picture. See, AssetSonar isn't just another agent you push to your known devices. It's designed specifically to discover everything on your network, to shine a light on those unmanaged devices hiding in your blind spot, automatically figure out who that device belongs to, and check it against your security policies, all in one place you can actually audit. So let's rewind and replay that first scenario, but this time with AssetSonar in the mix. The unmanaged MacBook connects. Bam! AssetSonar detects it instantly, and not just as some random network traffic, but as a distinct, unknown asset. This immediately flags it and automatically kicks off your security workflow. Just like that, the unknown becomes known. But just seeing the device isn't really enough. The real power comes when you move from just discovering things to actually being in control. Visibility has to lead to real, enforceable action. And this is what that action looks like. You can automatically trigger workflows, maybe to quarantine that device with your firewall.
You create these perfect immutable audit trails for your compliance reports. You can figure out who owns a device in seconds, not hours. And most importantly, you can actually enforce a policy where devices have to be approved before they get full access to your network.
This right here, this slide, captures the entire mindset shift. You go from a frantic, reactive question of, where on earth did this come from, to a calm, proactive, controlled question of, why was this device not approved? That's the difference between chaos and control.
And this is the question that matters for compliance. It doesn't matter if it's for SOC 2 or ISO 27001 or whatever framework you're dealing with. Auditors don't start by asking about your antivirus. They start right here with this fundamental question. A platform like AssetSonar is designed to give you that confident yes.
So let's bring it all home. When that MacBook shows up on your network, the real true problem isn't the device itself. It's the fact that a blind spot existed in the first place, a place where it could hide and operate completely undetected.
And if there's one thing you take away from all this, let it be this. Real, proactive security doesn't start with firewalls or fancy threat hunting. It starts with a simple, complete, and accurate understanding of your assets. It starts with knowing what you have to protect. So in the end, it was never really about that one MacBook, was it? It's about every device you don't know about. It's about that entire blind spot. The question I want to leave you with is this: what's hiding on your network right now?